Welcome back to my El Nino update, of course. So today we're going to talk about El Nino. NOAA did say that they were expecting this to actually weaken gradually as we go into spring, but just the opposite of what we expected is happening. Then again, we expected this because NOAA's winter outlooks aren't exactly all that great. If you want to follow up, I know you cannot see this from here. I'm very sorry for the bad quality, but you can go to Weather Underground and you can actually, go there because they have like the best weather technology. Like you can't lie about that. Number one, their stuff is pretty much accurate. They know their stuff pretty great, and their phone people even text, even talk to It's pretty cool. So this is where I get all my information, my weather information for you guys in my channel from Weather Underground. So their latest update in the weekly update of El Nino, December 7, 2015, has this El Nino at currently in equatorial Pacific region at 2.9 degrees Celsius. Remember that I've mentioned that NOAA did expect this to actually begin this gradual weakening during the spring months. However, according to here in the Weather Underground and every other page, it actually is starting to gradually weaken now. So by next week, you can pretty much expect that it's going to be about 2.8 degrees Celsius, or expect an unexpected 2-degree drop. The maximum degree drop is probably going to perform 22-degree drop from here on in. So we might either see a 2.8 degrees Celsius El Nino, we might see a 2.7 degrees Celsius El Nino, depending. So this is actually beginning to drop now. So it's weakening gradually now. So that means that affects our outlook for January and February. Instead of having a warm January, the East might want to put a cooler than average January. So this is down from last week's reading, which was 3.0 degrees Celsius. That 3.0 degrees Celsius was measured on November 30th. And then the 3.1 degrees Celsius was measured on that November, basically the second to last November of the month. So right now I'm going to scroll down. You guys are going to see, I have a few renditions of El Nino. So here we have a monthly outlook, November 12, 2015. This is from November. So right here it says, according to NOAA, the outlook of El Nino of 2015-2016 is supposed to gradually weaken through spring 2016. So winter 2016 before gradually weakening through. So right here, the keywords before gradually weakening through spring 2016. Before weakening and then spring 2016. Those are the key words and key number, 2016. However, it was gradually weakening winter, peak in the fall, weakening during the winter gradually of 2015, possibly heading into neutral conditions come spring of 2016, now that that's been verified. If not as soon as early as February. Over here, what we have on the side is actually Weather Undergrounds of basically what caused India's heavy rain. So basically, what caused India's heavy rain, actually, let me go back to that. Why wouldn't I just do that? Oh, we're going to the Twitter page right now. I'm sorry about that. So what caused the heavy rain in India is actually just basically look towards El Nino. El Nino basically increases the chances of rain you get pretty much around the world. It affects global patterns. What it does. This is what it does. The Indian Ocean has also been experiencing a lot of heat lately as well, and long-term warming. So basically, all that together is going to work to increase the moisture in the atmosphere, will also make storms more intense. So let's go back to the website page, and here we are. So we're gonna go scrolling down, and wow, it was lag. So basically over here, you see, this really isn't a rendition of what it looks like now, but if you look, it actually shows you anywhere from the 9th month to the 11th month, the 16th day of the 11th month. So you see it here strengthening. Yes, you can see it here strengthening as you go, but you also see some blue or cooler waters popping up here at the edge of this. So right here, you actually see that clearly, that strengthening of an El Nino region. And you see the Atlantic, how in the northeast coast is actually warming pretty significantly. And the fact that you're going to have a huge cold front coming into the United States, western section of the United States, into the mid-section of the United States, even a stronger cold front will meet with that cold front and move to the northeast. It points that we can see something wintry develop between the Christmas week and that New Year's week. We can see something wintry develop. For now, we don't know all the details on that, but so this is but we don't know the details on that right now, but I will let you know about the details as I go through this, as I walk you through this El Nino update. So you already got your El Nino update. Not as clear as I want it to be, but So we're gonna go back to the home page, and then we're gonna find more information. Oh, and here it is. So a December storm without much snow, of course. So you're gonna go big winter question solved. So here we go. Is it loading or not? It's loading. It's not a video, is it? Okay, good. Because nobody wants to get copyrighted. Nobody wants to get copyrighted. Alright, so I want you guys to pay close attention. So I'm not sure if you can see this right, especially right here in this area where all this pink and blue is at. So basically, this is a pattern in a jet stream. What this is, let me see if I can blow this up for you a bit more because you barely can see this. I don't think it's gonna go. Okay, no, we can't click on this. So, this is basically it's a dip in a jet stream. It will start out in the west. It will move. It's not really. It's more polar maritime air, so it's not that terribly cold. But notice in Canada, because of the snow cover that's starting to build, it's getting colder and colder. This is expected to affect the Northeast eventually, not now, but as we head into the time frame of basically next week, say the 17th into the 18th, you see those temperatures drop gradually in the east. However, let's talk about the west first. Significant snow coming to the west. We have anywhere. Okay, so let's start at Salt Lake City. We have the light purples, dark purples. We expect anywhere from 5 to 8 inches, 8 to 12, and 12 to 18 inches in and around the Salt Lake City area. We have Grand Junction that also seems to be in the 5 to 8 inch area and the 8 to 12 inch area. That's about a foot of snow, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. So this is pretty impressive. When I talk about snowstorms, they're very interesting, by the way. So and you see that the snow actually spreads into the plains, kind of, and then it kind of just dies off as it gets to the middle of the country. I'll explain why is that in a sec. Actually, you already know there's been a lot of warm air in the east lately, so that's actually affecting any snow from getting to the east. But that's about to change going into late December. And I have a feeling the snow's going to pick up massively, especially in the eastern parts of the area. Maine, you might have something interesting go down in your state, especially the northern part of Maine. You might have something interesting go down. You might actually wind up with a big snowstorm by the end of this week, or in the beginning of next week. Not at the end of this week, but by the end of next week. Mostly likely, I would think so. When that system pops up, Saturday system pops up in the west. So about Monday to Tuesday time frame, you can expect something big to happen. Now, in the Sierra Nevadas and the Californian coast, this is great news, especially in Northern California. We need it for the reservoirs. 12 to 18 inches, anywhere from 5 to 8 inches in some area, and then you have 8 to 12 inches in that area. Anywhere the lower elevations, you can expect anywhere from less than 1 inch, 1 to 3, 3 to 5 inches. This is good news. We need to parch that drought because you guys really need the water. You guys can use it. So that's good news. We're going to make our way down, and now this is basically the Euro model that I just explained, and you see that one area greater than 24 inches of snow. That's 2 feet of snow. That's interesting. And look at the GFS model. The GFS model is really, 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 really bringing that snow into the area. It cuts back a bit in Salt Lake City, especially. It turns about to less than 1 inch, 1 to 3 inches in and around the Salt Lake City area. But I want you to pay attention to this. 24 inches of snow or over that, greater than 24 inches of snow. We have anywhere from the Olympic Mountains going all the way down to the Cascades into the Sierra Nevada, over 24 inches of snow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is interesting. This is set up for a very strong snowstorm. Chances are this will be our next name winter storm. So that's pretty impressive that even for El Nino here, we're pretty much, bringing it. Now let's talk about the East. Over here, this picture you're seeing will shock you. This is Buffalo last year, 2014. This time last year, this is Buffalo. You notice that car there buried in the snow, right? And now this is this year, Buffalo 2015. Nothing. However, that's about to change as well because we're going to have more cold air come in by the end of December. Something tells me with those warm waters, Buffalo's about to get hammered again with snow. So moving on. So basically it tells you the story here. Way above average temperatures for Buffalo so far. In the northern tier of the states through December 7th, the National Falls, Minnesota has seen their warmest first week of December on record, dating back to 86 years. That's before our parents were born, probably before our grandparents were born. Our great-grandparents were born probably at that time, but I doubt it. So although a somewhat shorter span of time, Minot, North Dakota has also experienced their warmest first week of December over the past 66 years. Now, this week in the Northeast, you have over 100 records that are in jeopardy. New York City might actually wind up breaking 3 high temperature records over the course of the next week, possibly 4. This would be interesting. However, this is bad news if you don't like the snow because this is actually going to put more snow into your forecast once that cold air arrives. There is a strong possibility for significant blocking in the east come later in the winter. So with those warmer waters, they're now reading like up to 60 to 70 degree temperatures. We could possibly wind up with a heavy snow event should a coastal storm come up and meet up with the cold air that will come into the Midwest later on in the week. starting next week. So that's something to keep in mind. So thank you very much for watching this video. My next video will be talking about the current pattern we are in and why is it that way. So thank you very much. If you're new to my channel, subscribe, comment, and leave a like down below. I will be uploading this into my channel. I will also have, you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus. You can also find me on Instagram as well. So follow me on Twitter and you get all the updates you need. I'll be creating a website eventually, but that's not going to be done until Friday night into Saturday. You find more updates there, and you could go there and read more upon that. And then we'll talk about the supposed killer La Nina that could possibly develop next year, 2016. So thank you very much for watching this video, and don't forget, subscribe.